myself, but I'm proud to not, you know, I'm proud to not be a certain type of personality. It has to do with being more of a yogi healer person, but I've had to stand up for myself, and you know, anyway, I would never make it in that world just because of the way they operate, and in a way they have to believe certain things, and I would be worried, you know, about the welfare of families and stuff like that. Lit up Sansom Street on Tuesday. Somehow the organization or company Pitcairn came up in relation to my family. Pitcairn. Turns out that might be like Old English, Scottish, some sort of old language, because there's a word on Fergie's Pub on a plaque, one of their signage things, and it's something AIRN. So now I'm curious what it means, but I do know that pit, CAIRN, could actually imply pitting people against each other, like pitting family members against each other. So there's always rife, or there's always, you know, someone, you know, there could be a divorce, there could be this, that, or the other. And then even, you know, sons and daughters of parents could be split because you have other people in play who seem favored over you, the biological, you know. There's nothing worse than having, you know, biological sons and daughters who are either outnumbered and or pushed aside and don't get as much attention or favoritism as the non-biological. So it's, you know, it's an awkward situation, and it would just, you know, anyway, Pitcairn could be actually pitting people against each other, a type of practice. So I have to look it up again. I forget how I came across it, but it was somewhere in some kind of archives, and it's like, oh, was it in the divorce decree? It might have been in the divorce decree, which I was talking about yesterday. Many years ago, when I was an infant toddler, I was barely 2 years old. I was like a year and a half. my dad, you know, decided he wanted a divorce. So there's a whole thing with that, and it has to do with someone else coming into play who I guess was, you know, cuter. Anyway, it might have been on that document, a legal document, which says, you know, the complainant sues for divorce, this, that, and the other. And in there, it might have had the term Pitcairn, Pitcairn. And also at the bottom of the decree is, you know, this sentence which boggled my mind, or it was surprising. It said, forever the complainant, he will pray, P-R-A-Y. And I was interested in why there was this religious connotation in the middle of the legal document. You know, this is many years ago, of course, it's the 70s, early 70s, like 72. So I was born at the end of 70. So I was like a year and a half by the time the documents were created. Like, forever he will pray. And is that document suggesting that because he, you know, instigated a divorce and wanted a divorce, and because he is the one who filed and sued for divorce, is he automatically considered a certain type of person in the eyes of church and law? Like, they combined church and state, so I was kind of curious what the dealio was there. I am not aware of legal stuff, so I don't know if that's typical to have the complainant will forever pray. And it's P-R-A-Y. I do know there are people who forever pray, P-R-E-W-E-Y. Let me fix this here, because sometimes the lights, depending on the time of day or whatever's going on, the lights will look like airplanes, because the beams from the lights will stretch out like wings. That happened the other morning on one of my videos. It's like, it looks like 50 million planes coming in to land on the streets. It doesn't look that way tonight, but I thought that was interesting, because then there was a story about the plane in Rome, or the plane that had a bomb threat and was diverted to Rome from New Delhi, which is where it was supposed to go. And another connection, we have a Delhi street, D-E-L-H-I, down by Morning. It runs north and south, is intermittent. Most people might know it from being down by Morning Glory all the way south of Whole Foods. So I had a client there many years ago. She wound up in Delaware and became a judge of all things, you know, so I think she might have played the game. But it could also look like Delaware High. Like, hi Delaware, we're waving at you. We're hoping we can make it there if we play the game. So it could be interpreted that way. Also, there's a signage here for Deli Boys, and it's D-E-L-I as opposed to, but they look like they're from New Delhi. So, so it's what Eastern Indian based. Here it is, Deli Boys. And I guess, anyway, it's comedic horror or comedic mobster